Maybe you've been hearing about AI everywhere, on the news, at dinner parties, from friends who can't stop talking about it. And even if you're curious, you're not quite sure what to make of it all. Is it something to be worried about? I- Is it hype? Is it a real tool? I had those questions too. But what if I told you AI might be the most useful thing you've never tried? Not because it's trendy, not because you have to, but because it could give you back something you didn't know you were missing: time, confidence, and a whole new way of solving problems. Today, I want to pull back the curtain on AI, what it actually is, why it matters, especially for women, and what it can do in your everyday life. No jargon, no intimidation, just what I learned, so you don't have to do all the digging yourself. Welcome to What I Learned Today, one woman's journey to living well. I'm Vera, a certified transformational life coach. My work is helping women create a life they love, and this show is one way I do that. I share what I'm learning across health, the environment, personal growth, technology, and living a life that feels full and meaningful. My promise to you: I do the research so you don't have to. This is episode 1 of a 3-part series on AI. So, what is AI? Did you know that artificial intelligence has been around since the 1950s? It's as old as me. So this isn't some brand new thing that appeared out of nowhere. It's been quietly working in the background of your life for a long time. You've probably used or heard of a Roomba, that little robot vacuum that navigates around your furniture without bumping into everything. That's AI, and that's been around for years. But something changed a few years ago. A new kind of AI arrived called generative AI. You probably heard the names ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Here's what makes them different. The old AI could recognize patterns, like figuring out which emails are spam. Useful, but limited. Generative AI has been trained on huge amounts of information, and instead of just finding answers, it can help create things: ideas, summaries, emails, recipes, plans, explanations. It's not copying something memorized. Every response is fresh and tailored to you. Think of it less like a search engine and more like a brilliant friend who has read almost everything ever written, available to you right now for free. That's a pretty significant shift. Now, here's the part that really got my attention. And honestly, it's the reason I wanted to do this series. In an interview with Mel Robbins, AI expert Ali K. Miller shared that women are adopting AI at much lower rates than men, around 25% lower. That concerned me. That means if women aren't using AI, we may not have much say in how it grows, how it's used, or what it becomes. Ali's message wasn't use AI because you have to. It was more like try it first, learn what it can do. Then you'll have a better voice in the conversation. Because honestly, it's hard to say what you think about something if you've never actually tried it. It's kind of like saying you don't like broccoli when you've never tasted it. I think about my friends, the women in my life who are smart, capable, and curious. Women who deserve to understand these tools, form their own opinions, and have a say in what comes next. And as someone who has spent years coaching women, I believe this. You're never too old, and it's never too late. And that's true for using AI. Okay, let's get practical, because this is where a lot of people get stuck. They hear artificial intelligence and they picture robots or complicated software, or they think, I'm just not techie. So let me just tell you what it's done in my life. So the first time I used AI, I thought, okay, I'll use it to help me write an email. And it was rather sensitive subject, so I wanted to make sure I had the right tone, the right words, so there was no misunderstanding or miscommunication. And so I, gave AI what I wanted to say, and it came back, and so we did a few back and forth and polished it up, and it saved me a lot of time, and I was able to send out that email. And then later, I learned that you can take a photo of your fridge and a photo of your pantry, and ask AI to give you a recipe that, say, takes only 15 minutes, given what you have on hand. And I was so excited. I told my girlfriend about it, and she said, "Oh yeah, she got a list of foods that her doctor said that she should eat, and those that she, shouldn't eat." And so she had asked AI to give her some recipes, and she got like 15 recipes. And I thought, oh, I never even thought to do that. And next, I found out that, AI will help you understand, some medical reports with all that medical jargon. And so I thought, oh, I just got some liver test results. So I uploaded the report to AI, and I asked it to explain it so that like an 18-year-old could understand it. And so it gave me a summary. And then, to my surprise, it asked me, well, did I want to know what caused those results and then how to improve them? What a concept. It would never have occurred to me to ask AI those questions. So when my car insurance came due, I thought, oh, I've been meaning to compare car insurance so that I could maybe get a lower price. And I thought, well, maybe AI could help me with that. So I uploaded my current coverage information and I asked AI to compare it to um, 3 companies that I had discounts with, like AARP, AAA, and Costco. And so it gave me a nice comparison of, the 4 companies side by side. And I did tell it that I wanted the lowest price, but I did want good claim service. And came back and it told me that uh, Costco had the lowest price, but it didn't have the best claim service reputation. And I thought, okay, so that helped me decide, who to call first. And I called each company to get more accurate quotes since I didn't give AI my personal information like my driving record. And, that saved me a whole lot of time. And none of that required technical skills. None of that required me to understand how AI works. All it required was that I tried. Now, I know some of you have concerns, and they're fair. I had them too. Is AI going to take people's jobs? Well, this is one of the biggest fears people have, and I get it. But I like to reframe it this way. AI isn't just taking jobs. AI is becoming part of how work gets done, and the people who learn to work alongside it are the ones who will thrive. Now, what about privacy? Well, that's a real concern. My simple rule is don't put anything into a public AI tool that you wouldn't want shared, like your social security number, private financial details, or anything deeply personal. What if AI gets things wrong? Well, it can. AI is incredibly useful, but it's not perfect. So I treat it like a smart railroad assistant, helpful for ideas, explanations, and starting points, but anything important still needs to be verified. What about the environment? Well, AI does use a lot of energy, and that matters to me. At the same time, many of the things we already do online, like streaming videos, use energy too. So for me, the answer isn't fear, it's awareness, thoughtful use, and continuing to learn as the technology evolves. So yes, there are things to be aware of, but I don't believe it needs to be the thing that keeps us from learning. We can be thoughtful and curious at the same time. I want to leave you with something I haven't been able to stop thinking about. Annie K. Miller keeps a post-it note above her desk, and it says, use AI to become the person you want to be. Not to do more tasks faster, not to impress anyone, but to become the person you want to be. And that gave me a whole new way to look at AI, because in becoming the person we want to be is really what growth is all about. And if AI can help us ask better questions, see new possibilities, and take one small step forward, I think it's worth exploring. As a life coach, helping women create a life they love is what my work is all about. Here's your one assignment from this episode. Just one. This week, try it. Open ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. They're all free to start. Ask it one question, something you'd normally Google, something you've been meaning to figure out. Figure out. See what happens. That's it. Just try it once. And when you do, come back and tell me. Leave me a comment below. I would so love to hear what you discovered. I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. This is exactly why I started what I learned today, because learning something new and passing it on is one of my greatest joys. Next time, we'll go deeper. I'm going to show you 4 different ways to actually interact with AI, including one that will change how much you get done in a day. And we'll talk about the number 1 mistake people make that keeps them from getting the good stuff out of it. You won't want to miss that. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you next time.